Narkal Nation, and welcome to our first edition of Narkal News. My name is Ali Morgan. I'll be your host today, and I am thrilled to have Loté Jackman joining us from the UK. We can give her a sparkly, narkly welcome. Hello, Loté.
Hello. Great to join you.
So you describe yourself as a sacred gardener. And in my 20 plus years of working in food and nutrition, I don't think I've ever came across someone that identified as specifically as a sacred gardener.
Yeah, I am a sacred gardener. So I empower people to garden with organic, sustainable practices, and also I introduce them to ancient techniques that can really amplify the medicinal qualities of the food that they're going to grow.
Mm-hmm. When we first met, I was really blown away by the passion and work you do. I want to give you the opportunity to share a little bit with us about your work. You weren't always into gardening and plants. Will you share with us your connection and how this became such a cornerstone in your life?
Thank you for asking. I've done a lot of traveling around the world as well. Asia, South America, and India, backpacking alone, and I always resonated with the hillside farms, the jungles, and how people were producing their food. So along the way, I was gifted a lot of knowledge. In 2010, when I was in Asia, I did contract a deadly infection, and that really called into question my immune system. And I began to eat organically, and that really gave me the immune boosting amplification that I needed to heal myself. Mm-hmm. I had been to 3 hospitals over 6 weeks, and I had 3 courses of antibiotics, and the infection wasn't just remaining the same, it was actually getting worse. And so I checked out of hospital, and fortunately I had a divine encounter with a Native American woman, and she introduced me to eating organically, eating wild foods, and showed me how we should all be living within the natural ecosystem, the rhythms that are at play. Mm-hmm. And so this is what helped to cure me and allowed me to heal from this deadly infection. And so ever since then, I have been fascinated with diet and health, and also how we are living within the rhythms of the ecosystems. I know there are gaps in our knowledge because many people have lost connection with ancient voices. And so this is what sacred gardening is, just simply reintroducing those practices that humans have used for millennia.
What do you think our biggest challenges are in our food system?
I think we have become accustomed to so much choice, and that has pushed restaurants in particular and supermarkets to call produce from further afield across the world. When our produce is being supplied in that way, food is being transported for 1, 2, 3 days, maybe more. And through that transportation, food is losing radiance. And so when it arrives to restaurants, then the produce isn't that fresh. And so then I'm questioning, what are we eating if we're not eating fresh produce? And I actually ran a festival catering company for many years. And so I do see why this has become a problem. So the solution is for customers and for restaurants to develop seasonal menus. And also I think that, and I know that the Narkal app is spearheading this basically.
Well, thank you.
And so we need seasonal menus, and that's like one of the solutions to reducing the transportation costs. that has environmental impacts and also is reducing the freshness, or as I call it in sacred gardening, the radiance of food.
Mhm. I love that
Yeah.
way that you describe it, of the radiance, because you do
Yeah.
a lot of gardening, but also foraging in your area, in
Yes.
UK. It's
Yeah.
incredible to I follow your page on Facebook. It's incredible to see what you're cooking and what you're gathering. Um,
I love foraging. I really promote sustainable foraging. It's an incredible way to explore your local area and to understand plant life and to eat healthily.
would you like to give the viewers a little sneak peek at a
Yeah.
technique or a piece of advice or information?
So, one of my favorite things is to gather with friends and family. And actually, you can feel and see a lot of our connection with the natural environment is still rooted in our language. And so the word together actually means to gather.
Mhm.
And so when you are gathering your foods, maybe at home, or you are foraging in wild places, I really invite you into the world of sacred gardening and to do that with friends and with family, because it really does bring so much fun, relaxation, and harmony to your tribe.
I love that. And it's so perfect for what we're going through right now as a big harvest time. At least in
Yes.
the UK, it's harvest time as well, as here in North America.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a lovely, kind of a lovely message of gratitude. So you are working on a couple different projects right now. You have
Yeah.
your Facebook page that you are very active with. Do you want to describe that a little bit?
Yeah. So I found that I really wanted to call people together that were interested in more of the spiritual aspect of gardening. And so that was the initial motivation to start the Facebook group. And I've really seen how powerful growing your own foods, learning how to forage, how powerful it is to empower people. So people are going through these transformations that they didn't even see coming, because they're balancing their mental health, their heart, and spirit. So yeah, so that's like the what happens in my gardening group online. You can contact me at Loté Jackman on Facebook or Loté Jackman at outlook.com. At the moment, I am developing a life-changing sacred gardening course online.
Mm-hmm.
So it's online, so we can reach people worldwide, because sacred gardening can be practiced in any climate at any time of the year. And I really want to see a massive shift in how people are producing their food. So I want it to be organic, and I want them to be eating food that's full of radiance. And so, yeah, you can come and join my course, which is going to be launching soon.
In your own words, will you will you define for Narkal Nation who is Narkal?
Yeah, Narkal is very enlightened creature who brings global awareness to the problems in our food industry and helps us try to find solutions. So Narkal was born in the ocean and he was wild and free with his mother. Then, unfortunately, his mother was caught by whalers. And so this really called Narkal to question everything. So in his reflections, he, in a sense, became awakened, and he was gifted flight. And so he grew wings and he can fly around the world and really asks questions of our food industry. So he's our family-friendly guide to eating healthily when we want to eat out.
I love that. I love that. In so in your opinion, because there's a bit of a
Yeah,
debate about this, is
yeah.
Narkal real? Do you believe in Narkal?
Narkal is totally real, and he is going to be having a real impact as soon as you download the app. Um, I believe in fairies, and I believe in things that many cannot see, but I can feel them, and I'm feeling that Narkal is going to be changing the world.
Lovely. So it is confirmed. It is confirmed. Narkal
Yes.
is real. So Narkal news is real news. Thank you for confirming that. It's been up for debate. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Lotte. Um,
No
before we
problem.
go, is there anything else you wanted to add to let our listeners, our viewers know about?
The way that plants are grown and harvested causes those plants to become a poison or a medicine. And so we really have to choose. So the Narkal app allows the choices that we make at home to be made when we eat out. Also, that sacred gardening and eating organic and being involved with your local farms really does begin to heal the disconnect that many people feel that they have with the natural environment. Technology really does allow environmentally friendly messages to be shared with a global audience instantly.
You know, we're talking about reconnecting with the earth and plants and you know, going back to these ancient practices. And in 2020 our world has been really bobbled this year, but how much
Yeah,
technology you have at
definitely.
our fingertips to be able to share these messages using these technology forms to actually come together and reconnect with our um,
Yeah.
a more natural food system. The irony of it all.
My
You're
pleasure.
joining us in the evening from the other side of the world. Thank you to the technology that we have at our fingertips now.
Like anything is all about how you use it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, Lotte,
So
I hope you have a lovely evening, and thank you so much
thank
for your time
you.
and your dedication and your passion project and sharing that with us this evening.
Yeah. Yeah, you too. And I'll be seeing Narkle soon. And you're gonna be breaking news and making news. Bye. Bye, Narkle Nation.